This is basically Jabulani Ngobo making history.
When I read this book, this must-read book, it was like I was watching a movie.
We never only spoke about those issues, but our friendship also grew because we had that financial commonality.
Why must you read this book? This young man is a personification of resilience and tenacity. This is the asset that would encourage the entrepreneurs who has fallen to rise again.
Ka sagage e shuba re moja sagage wa iphitlha e upia ga re lebelela social media matšatši ya go feta. It doesn't look like that. Good evening, welcome to Talk to Me. My name is Letabo Joy Matato, and today we get deeper in the life of Jabulani. I know a lot of you are like, who's Jabulani? We're talking about Cashflow. Then they had to be cash in it. They had to be cash. Your nickname had to have cash in it.
Of course.
Hi, Cashflow.
Hi,
Jabulani Ngobo, how are you?
I'm good in yourself, my sister.
I'm very well. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you for having me.
How many inboxes do you have a day?
A lot, eh?
Really? Men, women?
Both men and women.
Really, both?
Yes.
What do men want from you?
Money.
Do they
want
ask
me
you
to
for
mentor them. They want me to tell them my secret to success.
Okay.
And some women too. Not every woman who DMs me, it's all about wanting me somewhere. No, some of them they
But
really
do you get
want
those?
to. Yes, I do.
A lot?
I believe I'm good looking.
I knew you were going to throw in something like that. Being born in Durban
Yes.
by the name of Jabulani, how was it like?
Okay, but it was challenging. Story of a black person. I mean, you know, we're still new to freedom. I mean, when I say new, 1994 is new compared to 1856.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I didn't enjoy like I didn't enjoy life like it's at a tender age because we were struggling at home.
Okay.
We had 18 at home. My father had 2 wives, so I mean, he hardly supported us as a family. So not that he didn't want to, but means they were not there, you understand? So yeah, I don't remember owning a new pair of shoes going to school till matric or pants, you know. It was
Really?
fully, yeah.
A lot of people will say, this is a story that everyone tells so that
exactly.
you can sympathize with them.
No. For me, when I say we are 18 at home, I'm lying. My father used to work at Pick and Pay, so is my mom. So you can imagine as to where would I get the money to take care of us. And remember, I'm the second born. So, and the last ones are always the lucky ones, you understand? So there was no time to take care of me.
What is the worst moment that you remember about your childhood?
About my childhood?
Yeah.
Is being a joke in school.
How are you a joke?
When I say I was wearing like old shoes and stuff, I'm serious. I remember at some point I used to wear big shoes. You know, in school I was a comic course because, I mean, you'd laugh at me just by looking at me. So my self-confidence was out because, I mean, people would be polishing their shoes, clean, tie, everything. But for me, I wouldn't because the pants were big. I got them from my uncle or from whoever. So I never really enjoyed those days in school because I know the other kids, they don't care. They'll just laugh at you. You understand? So that will kill your confidence as a person.
When did you gain your confidence back?
After understanding the financial education.
When was that?
That was around 2007.
So it's been
after
long.
matric.
So what did you do after matric? Let's hear this. Did you go to university?
No. I didn't go to varsity, but I lied to my parents because they all wanted me to go to tertiary, just like my
It's
siblings.
like it's a procedure.
Exactly.
We know how it should be. You go from primary, high school, then varsity.
So I was approved for a student loan at Amelin. When I went to sign, I asked myself this question: do I really, really, really want to go this route? Because I looked at my uncle. He used to study the whole night. He will have the lights on around 3 a.m. I'll be struggling to sleep. But when he was working, we could only eat chicken on Sundays. So as my sister, she has a degree but we could only eat chicken on Sunday. So I asked myself this question: do I really,
So now
really
you
want
wanted
to?
to eat chicken every day.
Yeah, I mean, shows there's life, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, and then that discouraged me from going to tertiary, because amongst all the academics at home, it's only Ubrada Gagabawa that was successful because he managed to be the CEO of Afrox. You understand? But still, as the CEO of Afrox, he couldn't buy his dream car, the X6, with my matric, my first car. After the 325 was the X6, you understand? So for me, that didn't encourage me to go to tertiary. Not that I've got any problem against school, but I just realized from the tender age that direction is not for me.
I wanted to ask, were you doing bad at school for you to say,
No.
or was it because of just seeing people around you who were educated?
I realized that I'm so smart in school system. Just like Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a college dropout. Not that he was dumb. He realized that he was too smart in the school system. Today, Bill Gates employs people who graduated from
Yeah.
the same university, but is a college dropout. I can name them. Like, there are a lot of people that are college dropout or who don't have, degrees or diplomas, but they employ the A students.
So that was your mindset at just after matric.
Yeah, I've been a big dreamer from the tender age, and maybe that's the difference between me and other people. I don't believe in the word impossible, you know. So from the tender age, my sisters will tell you, I always say, I want to work for someone else, but I didn't know what is it that I wanted to do. And on the day of the business back then, it should be to owning a container or
Yeah.
a van or something. But deep down, I knew that the school system, this formal education, was not designed for me. You understand?
Because you lied to your parents about not going to school.
Oh, yes, I was still telling you the story.
Yes.
So when I came back home, I said, yeah, ma, I signed. I mean, everything is fine, but I'm not starting now. I'm going to start in 6 months' time, in June. Then after that, I went to look for a job. My first job was a KFC in Sherwood. I worked there for 3 months. I mean, I was suffering from arrogance from customers. When they
Yeah.
with their girlfriends shouting at me, I was like, you know what, this is not for me. After 3 months, I resigned. And then I moved to another job. In fact, I was still looking for another job. I went to Edgar's in the pavilion. And then everything was fine. I was enjoying in the beginning because I was better than KFC. I was doing customer service. I was like sitting in the office, answering calls, customer service. You know, I was excited, you know. So, but when I'm checking what is coming to me again, it didn't make sense.
Didn't make sense.
Yeah. And to be honest, because there are other ways that you could do to make more money on the side within the Edgar's umbrella. That's why maybe I lasted for like 8 to 12 months. But then after that, I realized that, you know what, I've had enough of this. Let me move to the next job. And then there was a buzz in the township about Toyota employing people. So working for Toyota, it was like an in thing in township. It was like, wow, you've successfully
Like Forex
made
now.
it. Yeah, you're earning about 6.5, you know. So I was excited, you know. First 2-3 months, I was like, you know what, this is not for me. I'm being tired, I'm being lawyer.
Me too.
And then I was like, you know what, let me quit this job. This is not for me. That's what the day I said, I'll never work for someone else again.
So that's when you knew that I'm not going to work for anyone.
Exactly. You know, the shift 6 to 6 at night, they were tiring, eh? And then after that, you want to go watch soccer and football fan on Saturdays. Then the colored guy will come and say you're doing overtime, and they won't give you the option. He's telling you that you're doing overtime. You're knocking off at this time. You know that pain. So I was like, you know what?
I worked at retail, so I know very well what you're talking about.
Basically, in my own country, this is not for me. I'd rather suffer, I'd rather stay at home. Then I can never allow someone to dictate, you know, to tell me when to pee. That's not for me.
What is your view with regards to education system in South Africa? Because you said you refused it. You said, I'm not going to do this.
I don't want to sound wrong, but for me, this formal education, I believe that it was designed to oppress a black person because it prepares us to be assets for companies. The kids who are doing well in school, your age students, they get bursaries for free. Why? Because they are being prepared to be assets for those big companies.
The company that gives you a bursary says you getting the bursary because you're going to work for us for the next 5 years after you're done.
Now, the culture that is promoted is to go to school, get good grades, so that one day hopefully you work to a good job with benefits. That is the only traditional way for black people in order for you to be successful. Now my question is, what about those people who are C students or who are D students? Does it mean that one they don't have a future?
Let's hold it right there. Re sa tlo kwa ditaba mo. Ge re boa. His name is Cashflow. We're still with him in the studio. Welcome back. Some crazy things that you said before the break, and it leads me to wonder. Do you think you're gonna take your kids to school that way? That you didn't want to go to school? Are you gonna allow them to do their degrees, their masters, and
It's up to them. I can't dictate, but I can only mentor them. You understand? But I believe maybe if they're to do business studies, I mean, that maybe I will allow. You understand?
makes sense.
But again, I can't. If someone says they want to be a doctor, I can't stand on their way. But I
They
doubt.
have to save lives.
But I doubt they will want to do that because already when you ask them, what do you want to do when you're old? I want to be a businessman like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they already carry that like their.
But I think that's how if you check it, that's how white people or rather Indians, they grow their child, because at an early age they teach them to look up to their daddies, and their daddies, most of them are owning companies, they're owning.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now tell me, from the day that you said, okay, all of those things are not mine, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to work for someone else, what did you do?
I was hustling, knocking doors, but I was invited. Okay, we started with a debt collecting company. When my father passed away, he left a Toyota Cressida. That was 2006. That was the only legacy my dad left for me. So, and then I was asking myself, what can I do with this car? And then in the midst of that, a gentleman by the name of Tantlan Lovu came to me with the proposal that we should start a debt collecting company because he has access to some furniture shops where they need debt collecting companies. So basically, we'll go to people, we'll scare them to pay, and I will use my gangster look, and it's worked for me. So I used that Toyota Cressida, but I only did that for a month because after a month, just when we got our first paycheck of 14,000, a gentleman by the name of Bongani Pagat invited us to a presentation. That presentation was about it was a network marketing company talking about if you invite Mang, you'll get so much. Those things.
And we always
yes.
thinking that's
But to me, it was an exciting thing because I was new. I thought that if I invite people, I'll just make money. You understand? So, but all people, they've been exposed to such things. Then when I started implementing now, inviting people, it was not like that. You understand? So easy. I struggled. Yeah. As a result, that 14,000, and because joining fee was 13,500. If I'm not, 13,500. So we injected that money on that Millennium company, and then we stopped a debt collecting company. We focused here. Guess what happened? We lost money. But I don't regret because that's where I was introduced to financial education. They recommended Robert Kiyosaki books, started reading books, listening to Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump audios. That changed the way we view life. That changed our perception in life as general, you understand? So basically, it was a loss financially, but it was not really a loss. It was a gain because that information changed my life.
Knowledge.
That's what I always tell people, Luti. There's always something good about the problem. When you're experiencing challenges, just sit down and look around, even if it doesn't make sense maybe at that time. But years later, you'll realize that whatever happened had to happen in order for you to be there.
So then you lost money. You don't have money.
Yes.
You have knowledge. Knowledge alone doesn't build an empire.
Okay. So after that, there's a guy by the name of Tulan Langa who was a manager in that Millennium. So he said we should start our own company together. Then we started the company together. Obviously, he was more experienced than us. Started our own networking company, but selling furniture. So if you buy this furniture, and then joining fee was to buy furniture, and then you refer people to buy more furniture, and then we give you a commission. You understand? So there was a product. So I had to outsource furniture. So we did that. It went well up until every time when it's going to month-end, when it's time to, share the profit. This Tulandlanga guy will always be great because he was older than us, and we're using his facilities, cars and everything to go out there and get clients. So we'll always experience problems when it's time to split the profit. Then this thing happened, then we decided to quit, and then we started our own company. We started our own company named Oceans 11. We went around companies asking to market their products up until we struck a deal with a company called iCode Trading. They used to sell the educational softwares for math and science, you understand? So, and then it was interesting for us because it's associated with education, you understand? So, and it's made sense that now kids today, they prefer, learning from the computer than learning from the black paper, you understand? That's where we're heading now. So it was exciting for us to get that product. So we marketed using our network marketing company, and then we killed it. We moved the head office from Joburg to Durban, up until these white guys recommended us to the guys who were doing forex trading, because we're in Rand Show, in a stand marketing this software, math and science. Opposite us, it was this stand, forex trading, wealth creation, investment. We were like, hey, Mza, this is the information you always read about in Robert Kiyosaki books. Yeah? So we need to engage with these guys. These guys, they are busy saying we've got great salesmen in our teams. They do so many packages. They are the best. We even moved our head office to Devon, to Palito. So these guys were excited because they wanted to penetrate black markets. So I went to meet with them later. Then they said, we exchanged business cards. They said, let's meet in Durban. They know about us. There's no need for introduction. And then we went to Durban. After the rain show, they presented the concept. We were blown away, basically. And then it was 9 of us in our company, Oceans 11. Me and Mzawala took a decision there and there that we are doing this thing. And then the other 2 guys also joined us. The other 5, they said no. They're okay with whatever amount they were making at that time. And for me, it was more difficult because those guys gave me a company car. This was the first new car I drove, like from 0 kilometer, because I was an asset to their company. And then I was making about 39,000 minimum a month on my commission and my salary to combine. Minimum, that is the minimum. And that was like 207. So can you imagine, like a metric, that amount, it was a lot of money. But I said goodbye to that paycheck. And then I chased my dream of doing forex trading and financial education. So these guys offered us a franchise, they trained us. So, everything flows smoothly. So we became the franchise of the year after joining them within 6 months. Considering that only started in June. In December, I won the best franchise, amongst 44 franchises around South Africa. So it was an exciting journey for us, So that's how we started the forex trading business, And then after that, we realized that our clients were suffering racial attacks from this company. They will pay for training just like white companies, but they won't get like the fair service. So we decided to start our own company. You understand? That's how Cashflow Pro was born. And then we started our own company. They threatened us that we'll never make it without them. They'll shut us down. All sorts of stories. But
what was the worst? Because why I would ask this is because people don't understand that in everything new that you start, even the people that you look up to might actually say to you, look, this won't happen. Did you have family members who say to you, look, Osenyanako, you're wasting time. You're going to get old still trying to do this. Can't you find a job? How was it like when you were telling family what you're trying to
None
push?
of my family members ever supported me on this or even understood. My mom used to make an example. Your business, whatever that you are doing, it's like whiskey, it's like because today we eat nicely, there's food, there's money. Tomorrow we're hungry. You understand? And then my sister, when she was speaking on my book launch, she reminded me that my mom used to be in debt because of me. Because when I want something, I'll go to her and cry and say, Mom, I saw the opportunity. Oh, we need this in a company. Can you please take a loan? I'll refund you. Or I'll find a way. So my mom wasn't there because of me, because I was chasing that dream. Yeah. So, but, she saw that it's okay. Sometimes it will be nice. When I have money, I'll go back home. That's the first thing, So it will be nice. And then, so that's why I do against whatever that I was doing. And the example that I made, Ubamngani that used to work for Afrox as a CEO, He used to discourage me all the time whenever there are family meetings. Jablan, why don't you go to school and study? But I drove his dream car before him.
Did you really have to say that?
Yeah, but I'm making an example because that's what we are facing as black people. Mina, I want to encourage all the youngsters. You see, uNkulunkulu, when he's giving you a vision, it's your vision. It's not your mother's vision or your father's. Don't accept a wisdom from them because it's your vision. You see, that little voice inside you that will speak to you. When I focus on this, listen to that thing. How many youngsters, how many talent has been crushed because people or youngsters went to their parents, Mom, I want to be a rugby player. Hey, so I want to be a rugby player. She alone to live. Because the parents, remember, now they've got their own dream, which I want to see my child as a doctor or as an accountant. Remember, when they lived in the industrial era, you understand, not information era. So now we are exposed to new technologies, new things, you understand? So, exactly. Now, if you're going to rely on your parent to guide you, then you're making a big mistake.
You know, I always say this, and what you're saying reminds me of what I once said in the social media to say, it's so unfortunate that when you have a dream, you're the only one who sees it until it's tangible. Now, you go to people who can't see what you see in your mind or in your head, and you want them to approve. They don't see it. How do you sometimes want those people to approve it? Because they really can't see what you see.
Guess what? When they approve, that's not the one. The real one is the one that will decline. You see, the real vision, the real dream is the one that is unrealistic. When you share with your parents or with your friend, maybe you are crazy, you are shy. So I want to that's the dream. Just like when I said I'm starting forex trading business, I have metric, history and geography.
Yeah.
Standard grade, not high grade. So I didn't do economics or whatever in school or maths after grade 10. I only did maths till grade 9. So it was impossible for people to understand which you are going to a financial space, but you don't have this.
Even done anything.
But today I dominate in that financial space. Like, I mean, I teach people with PhDs and degrees, even in maths, how to make money.
You are so bad. Are you a millionaire or a billionaire?
I don't like to answer that question because it doesn't matter.
I'm asking it. Because they say you're a millionaire. The media says you're a millionaire. I want you to clear it out.
No,
Are you a millionaire?
I will never answer that question, even from day one. I don't like disclosing my financial status. Like, I mean, I always say people should take what I say, like regarding education. No, information regarding financial education or whatever that I'm preaching right now, not as to how much I worth. You can calculate, you can look at my cars and my assets, and then you can calculate.
But you know what I say with assets and things like that? Are they yours or they belong to bank? So I don't usually measure. Listen, I usually don't measure by looking at people because chances are half of what you have doesn't even belong to you, to the bank. So that's why when I ask this question, it goes deeper than what people think. I can't say I'm judging Cashflow because he's got houses and are they his or is he still?
In my book, there is a line 80. In my own country, I'm afraid to put assets or properties under my name because cases can be fabricated against me or whoever and then seize those things away from you. So that should answer you why I'm running away from that question. Yeah, and I'm glad you're mentioning that most people have properties and they're claiming which is theirs, but it's the bank's property. Yeah. If you're taking a bond, you are the same like a person who's renting.
Because you're still paying every month, you're obliged to pay.
That the rent is under your name.
Yes.
And then that's where financial education comes to the picture. How many people have purchased properties thinking that they're investing, but they're doing it wrong? You don't make money when you sell, you make money when you buy. So immediately when you buy that property, you've lost or you've gained. So how many people who have bought properties at the wrong price because they are under the influence that they've got this cash and they want to invest it, and they heard from whoever that the best way to invest is to buy property. Property alone won't make you rich, is what you know about property. No, I'm telling you, so many people have got properties that are sitting under their names, paid up, but they are broke with their properties. So is money. Money alone won't make you rich, is what you know about money. That's why you get people winning 100 million rand tender, and then after 2 years, that person is broke. Yeah. It's because money alone won't make you rich, is what you know about money. And it's not like those people don't invest, they invest, but they invest through the institution.
Now it makes sense why one would win 75 million of lottery and 5 years down the line, it's gone.
I don't care who says what, as black people, we are still new to money. When I say new,
Very fresh.
I mean 1994 is new compared to 1856.
True.
You understand? So for us, it's still a crime to see another black person having a lot of money. It's either he's doing something wrong, drugs, this. We can never praise someone because they live in a 30 million rand house. Unenyoka or a lawyer or there's something or whatever. Yeah. You see, that's what you're still suffering from. And up until we learn and understand that it's not a crime to have money. I mean, I was attacked just for throwing a R1 million party. Just a mere R1 million party. At the age of 26.
You said me.
Yes.
Now I'm doing my calculation.
Yeah, and then
At the age of
26. Yeah, but that's how I was attacked. That's how the media got to know about me, because I threw a R1 million party. And my strategy for throwing that party was for people to be like, yeah, who's this boy at the age of 26? Who can spend $1 million? Yeah. But they changed it. They said I'm running a Ponzi scheme, what. They attacked me. There's something wrong within this business. I mean.
Have you ever done something illegal?
No.
Really?
In business? No.
You were so quick to say no. I mean, illegal is driving over 120 in South Africa.
Okay, I've done that.
Yes, you see?
That's why I went back to say, that's why I went to say in business, like to make sure that I'm entering it right. Because now we are referring to business, right? In business, no. That's why I won the case against Reserve Bank. Remember in 2011, I was attacked. They said I'm a fraudster. I've conned people and I've contravened Banks Act. In fact, Reserve Bank confirmed, they even wrote down that I've contravened the Banks Act. But when we went to court, justice prevailed.
And you were cleared.
I was cleared. And I was acquitted. If you say, that's why I don't like say I won the case. I was acquitted. Acquitted means there was no case against me. And that's why I always say that was just a strategy to distract a black person from seeing this vision of Forex trading. No, but I remember in my business, I teach people on how to do Forex trading. And I'm one of the very few people who teach people how to trade online, doing Forex trading. Not all these people are claiming.
I was about to say, but these days it's all over. Cashflow.
I'm the one who introduced Forex trading to black people. Whether you like it or not, indirectly or directly, most people who are trading, they are trading because of me. So now, can you imagine that during that time in 2011, I used to enroll about 150 students minimum a month. And my training fee was like 15K, you understand? And I was maybe one of the very first few guys to do that. And so you can imagine the revenue that I was making from my business, you understand? Yeah. So obviously, it didn't sit well with the institution about me in 2011. How did I make it to Sunday Times front page, and to have a bad article written about me? That proved to me that I was doing something right. So they had to crush me. They have to destroy my...
And there's something to stop you, like, okay, I'm going to show you who I am.
I always tell them, if you want to see me suffer or to go down, leave me alone. Because the more you attack me, the more you give me power, the more you give me strength. I think a lot, yeah. But sometimes I've got this tendency to relax, so now I'm comfortable. So then I need something to wake me up. Baba, I think you're too relaxed, wake up now. And I always say, if you attack me, I'll never be poor. Poor and me is two different things. Poor is a state of mind. Let's just start there. Yeah. So when you distract me, when you attack me, you are not really destroying me, but you are destroying those people who look up to me. You are destroying those people that I've employed in my company. I feed so many families that I've employed under my company. So if you destroy my company, you are destroying those people. You can kill whatever I have now. Tomorrow I'll start something else and make money. I'm an entrepreneur, you understand? So think about that. So in attacking any entrepreneur out there, you're not really destroying those people. You're destroying the families that are relying. You're destroying those kids about from desire. You understand? Yeah. So think beyond that. And I always say our biggest enemy, it's ourselves as black people. It's not really okay. You wanna go to?
I want to go to the break, and I still want to know more. But let's take a break. When we come back, we get naked. promised we're gonna get naked. Yes, I'm talking about the book. Get your mind out of the gutter. This is the book here, Cashflow, that he has written, and it's titled Naked.
Yes.
Why are we getting naked? What's with the nakedness?
A lot of things have been said about me through media and other platforms.
Yeah.
So I believe it's time for me to tell my side of the story.
Quite
and when I say
interesting.
naked, like naked truth, even where I was wrong, it's there.
You told
Even
the
where I was down and out, even where I had negative in my bank account is there.
When was that? Was it after you were rich? Have you?
Yes,
have,
after
did
I
you
was
get?
rich, yes. The focus of this book is not really on like from zero to hero. You know, from hero to zero, how do you come back to hero again? Most entrepreneurs has fallen, but it's always difficult to bounce back.
To come back, yes.
So that's where my focus is, because I mean, as you said earlier, our stories are almost the same. Like we started from nowhere, you understand, as black people. So I mean, that story is boring me now. My focus is more
Did
on
you
the
say it's boring?
how, yeah. I mean, just like you said, like everyone didn't have pair of shoes, they didn't have this. We know we started from somewhere. It's not like something that we don't know. Now here I'm dealing with serious matters that are really affecting entrepreneurs.
So okay. Was when you got broke? Was it after your
Yes,
birthday?
after 2011. Yes.
Really?
When I came to Joburg, I had nothing. I was like on zero. There's a guy that Tawas Tondos. He was a stranger to me. I remember 2012 was down and out during Mangaung ANC. I was there, but I was out, like financially. So one of my friends, took me to Mangaung, you know, to see people, because I was back home at that time. Fortunately, I built a beautiful mansion for my siblings and parents, so I was not really stressed about that.
Yeah.
But the fact is, I went back home. I didn't have a car, so I went to Mangaung. In Mangaung, I saw this Bentley, amongst all the cars. And then I was interested to know the owner. So I kept on looking, who's going to go to that Bentley? I didn't see. Up until a Cubana, later on, when like after party, when we were dancing, I saw this guy holding a Bentley key, dancing like this.
He was dancing with a
giving
Bentley
to me
key?
like this, yeah.
Okay,
I was
nice.
like, oh, so here's the owner of the band. I was acting also big cash flow, and then like, it's nice. And then I'm like, hey, so Cashflow, where the band? And then we exchange numbers. And then, can I come see you? I've got a proposal that's going to run to you. I mean, it's powerful, you know. I'm serious, yeah. But I can't say I need help from you because it's going to.
No.
I was acting also big, you know. But when I go to his house, beautiful yard. I don't know how many hectares is that yard. You know, on the office, and then I see other cars. But I had to be honest with him. I was like, my man, I know I'm a stranger to you, but this is my story. Probably you've heard about me or you've seen bad articles about me, but I need someone that would believe in me, someone that would believe in my vision. I'm being attacked because I'm educating people, ABCD. He said, no, I don't finish. How much do you need? I told him, I just need money for the interview, Cozini. I need money to pay for the apartment in Joburg. And then he said, okay, he paid for the apartment. He gave me like 200 and something K. He said, go do your thing, you'll see me later. He gave me a car, his car on top of that, A4 limited edition. And then I took it to Joburg. So I came here in Joburg with my staff members. They were like 4. We were sharing a 2-bedroom apartment in Sentin. And then when I want to hold meetings, I'll tell them to go wait in the car. When people are walking in my house, in my apartment, so-called apartment, I'll be acting also fresh and big. Can I offer anything to drink, sir? like, you know, I'm still carrying that cash flow thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to do business with people, don't show the other side. No one wants to work with someone who's crying. Hey, my friend, how are you?
I always say,
Yeah.
money attracts money.
Exactly.
When you look like you have it,
Yes.
it automatically comes to you.
Fake it till you make it.
That is so true.
Exactly.
Because nobody wants to give money to someone who doesn't look like money.
Exactly. But if I say, my friend, how are you? Hey, I'm suffering.
No,
If I could make it
we
till
don't
the end
even
of the
answer
month.
your calls
Yeah.
anymore.
So they will come, clients will come, prospect clients. I'll do inside meetings in my apartment, nice apartment in Sentin, fancy apartment. When you leave, if you can say, well, to go and open the fridge. It will be a problem. Yeah.
Because it will
but
be
I'll make
empty,
sure
yeah.
the juice will be like on standby. It's like a strategy fridge. But look at me today. My life started picking up because I had to move away from Durban because everything the person that destroyed me in Durban is not really me as such or those white people from Reserve Bank, but it's a person that was my best friend. A person that, my parents are late today, but I know that guy is my best friend. That guy worked with those white people from Reserve Bank, fabricated cases against me. He did everything he could to destroy me, to see me going back. When I didn't have a car taking cabs, he would tell the media, he would follow me everywhere I go. So there was no way for me to work and stuff like that. I was like, you know what, it's time for me to move to Joburg.
What does this say
With zero.
about friends? Do you still have friends now? Or you have associates?
No, I only have, okay, I have few friends, very, very few friends. Very, very, very. I cannot judge them because of what other people
happened
did.
in the past.
Just like I'm saying that a person that helped me, another person, because that's not the second time coming to Joburg. The first time, I used to stay at my friend's back room, like the very first time before Mangawong. I came to Joburg like around the belt. That's how I met him, you know. That's why people don't understand why Cashflow.
I know Ntlanhla very well. I know him.
Why Cashflow? How come they are friends?
Yeah.
Ntlanhla, when I came here, he believed in me. He gave me a room to stay, a back room. Sometimes I wouldn't have money for grocery. I started with Funuk and I realized about this thing, it doesn't work. I went back home in December and then when I came back, I said, let me not go to Ntlanhla's house, let me go to Sentin where money is, let me go dig there, and then I'll find this gold. You understand? So I'm saying a person that helped me, it's a friend, you understand? So I won't judge now people and say friends are out completely. Yes, it's true. People want to see you better, but not better than them.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
If you're okay, it's fine.
Yes.
But don't ever drive something better than me, because now I start wanting to destroy. But with all the media that you went through, which one was the worst? Did you ever find yourself in a room and say, maybe I should give up? Have you? Has it?
No.
Have you ever?
No.
Really?
I think, I don't understand myself sometimes. People will say a bad article about me. There was one that was written by Sunday Sun, knowing very well what they were doing, because there's someone that created a company, Cashflow, and then took money from people as investment. And then people had proof of payment written Cashflow, and then they went to open cases. Obviously, I'm known to be owner of Cashflow. And then the journalists were busy writing a story. That was Thursday. And then I quickly rushed to the police station to clear that thing. And then the policeman saw, it's okay, this is not Jabulani's company, Cashflow. Yeah? And then the clients, by themselves, they wrote letters to Sunday Sun, Sunday World, not Sunday Sun, to say.
Which one is it? Is it Sunday World or
Sunday World? Sunday World.
Okay.
To say Jabulani is not the one that took our money. It's another company. We've rectified that with the policies. That was Friday or Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. But they still went on and printed they still went on and print a newspaper after getting
Sunday.
the facts. You understand? And then they took the big pictures like Cashflow wanted for stealing Cashflow. No, it said wanted for stealing Cashflow. Sitting on top of my car, their big article. And then the way people were sharing that story on Facebook, I remember over 700 something people sharing that story. Because now today there are articles about me which I released a book. I don't see people sharing those articles. But when they were negative, they were sharing. I was the talk of town. But I still went on. I went to the clubs and wherever to have fun as if nothing happened. I would look at people being strange. I'm like, I don't care. Shine dugla. Yeah, well, then they'll be confused.
Where do you get that? Where do you think you get that? Because even the man that is known to be brave and bold sometimes gets down and like, damn,
leaders.
I can't do this.
I believe with leaders are born. I'm a leader. I was born a leader. So as a leader, this is part of the journey. When you look at Jesus Christ, people, it's people. They didn't believe it was Jesus Christ. Nelson Mandela went to prison for 27 years. Which human being will go and stay and sacrifice his life for 27 years in prison? You'll never understand, not unless if you're born a leader. When I'm a leader, South Africa will be proud of me one day. In fact, not South Africa, Africa. You
don't think they're proud now?
Not all of them. Some of them are still confused, but they will know the truth, especially after Cashflow naked.
Cashflow, tell me. So you decided you're going to write the book?
Yes.
Was it to educate or for you to people
educate.
Know? Based on
and
I'll tell you why.
Based on my real life lessons.
You know why I'm asking. When you talk to most of the people, Forex,
Yes.
we're thinking these guys who just want to flash money. That's what we think. That's what most people think. Forex is guys who wants to flash money, have goals,
Yes.
and just
And
do
they
that.
make money out of training fees. They don't really trade.
You understand? So hence I'm saying, does it get that deep to making one understand exactly what the business side of it is?
Surprisingly enough.
Will it remove stereotypes?
Surprisingly enough, the book is not about forex trading. The book is about financial education. This is a business book, financial education book, not forex trading. My passion is not educating people within the forex trading space, but my passion is educating and giving entrepreneurs who has fallen and entrepreneurs who are struggling hope that this is possible based on my real life lessons. Remember, what changed my life is Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki book.
Yes,
So
yes.
I believe if I can pen down the very same thing, if I can do the same thing and pen down my journey, I believe it's more interesting than what we read on Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way the book is written and structured is to educate people solely, based on my real life lessons.
What is that one thing that you think South Africans, especially black people, need to know that will open their minds into financial freedom?
Hey, there are a lot, I don't know which one. Okay, but the most
Give me
important
4
one.
maybe,
The
or
most,
3.
the most important one is to earn leverage income or to apply leverage in whatever that you do. When I say leverage income is to earn 1% of other 100 people's effort than to earn the 100% of your own. Practical example, let's say now it's a good building and you want to go to the 10th floor. If I'm using a lift, I'll just press 10th floor.
10.
The lift will take me where? To the 10th floor. But if I'm using steps, I'm using my physical leverage.
Of course.
So by the time I get to 10th floor, I'll be tired. Probably
Sweating.
I won't even have the energy to conduct the meeting. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So even when it comes to business, you must always apply leverage. You understand? Whether income or leverage through systems and whatever. You can't be when working hard yourself. Hire people to work for you, employ systems, leave your business to run without you for 6 months, for a year, without going back. That's what you call business. But if you are still there in your business, if you are away for a day, then your business
Everything
suffers.
crashes down.
Then you are not in business as yet. You are still self-employed. You're just like an employee, but you are self-employed. You understand?
I
So
get it.
leverage is the most powerful asset or information or tool you can use to create wealth. In your business, when you save money, when you keep money within your business, how do you leverage out of the profit that is there? Are you going to leverage by keeping it in the banks so that they'll give you 6%? No. Then forget about financial freedom.
What is the one thing that you think most people who are rich, what happens for them to lose money? You've been through that, you came back. But what is the majority?
Not investing wisely or lacking information on how to do the right investment.
It goes back to financial freedom.
Keeping money in the bank is not investment, because it's not real investment, it's saving. And then another question would be, how do you save something that depreciates in value? Yeah, because whenever something is happening in politics, the rand is affected.
Of course.
Yes. Now,
all the time.
how do you save something that depreciates in value? So now the banks will give you 6% per annum, right? Good to most businesses, they fail within first 3 to 5 years. Now, why so? Because you start now buying stock cycle for your business and then make profits and save money in the bank or invest, and then they give you 6% per annum. Now, the 6% per annum, how much does inflation increase with every year? More than 12%. So already, when you say 12% minus 6%, you are in a shortfall to meet the standard of living. Now, this happens at a compounded rate. Now, 3 years down the line, this thing has been compounding against you. You understand? Your money is there in figures, but in value is depreciating. Now, when you go to order whatever product, it doesn't match anymore. You can't survive, you can't sustain your business. But this problem started from the word go as to how you're investing your money.
Do you think social media is doing justice to you as a brand?
Yes.
How so?
No, social media, Pella, people do whatever they do. Say it's not like a newspaper where you can buy journalists to write to attack Jablani. So social media, I mean, I've made most of my money from social media. So it's my favorite asset.
It's your favorite asset.
Social media. When you read my book, you'll understand where I explain broadly about Instagram.
Yeah.
Remember, Pella, I was shut down from doing interviews on TVs and radios after I'm at Tekam. So how do I market after that?
So
how
it was
do I make
social
my money?
media.
Yeah, Instagram. Yeah. Instagram made me. I'm here today because of Instagram. I've made most of my meals from Instagram. So it depends how you view Instagram. Some people view it as a platform to flash or post pictures, naked pictures, and get boyfriends. I mean, for me, it's business.
It's business.
I have over 200,000 followers. Today, I've marketed my book on my platform, like this week alone. How many people want my book around Africa, around the continent? A lot. Exactly.
It all depends on how you see it.
Yes.
And Instagram introduced us to your girlfriend. When are you? Yes, and the same Instagram introduced us to your family. Actually.
To my family, exactly.
Yeah, because you have kids. Is it?
Exactly.
So when are you getting married? How is it like?
Well, it's supposed to be a secret. If I was not on air, I was going to tell you. But now,
but there are plans.
She shouldn't find out.
Let her not find out. But there are plans.
Let it be a surprise.
Very soon, though.
No,
I know. But come on, Cashflow.
Yeah,
give us
that's
something.
Obvious. Yes, that's obvious. I have to get married. I'm 32 now.
Are you 32 now?
Turning 33 this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And the kids? 3?
3, yes.
Okay.
3 boys, 3 handsome boys.
You should have a girl. Thank you so much for coming through. I think this will open a lot of people's minds about you.
I hope so.
Because you're saying you're all naked, stripped naked, nothing hidden at all.
Yes.
So we get to know the real you.
The real me.
That actually from down to up, from up to down, from up down
that's
to
what
up
people
again.
want to hear.
Yeah. All the best. I don't know if do you still want such words like all the best, like you're already great?
Yes, I want them.
Do you?
I've got a lot of haters, so I definitely need those.
Clearly, Talk to Me is not one of your haters. So we wish you well, and we want you to do well for your family and the friends that actually been there for you. So I'm glad that you mentioned a lot of names, because most of the people, when they're at that point where they're big, they tend to not even want to mention who helped them at the time when they were down.
Yes.
And you mentioned a lot of people today, and we are saying those people must be blessed as well, because they helped you. And I think it's another reason that makes you help others. Because I saw one of your posts, you said someone people are asking you for help.
Yes.
Do you do charity work?
Not unless occasionally.
We're not gonna
just like yes, I do. Just like this Instagram post, it's touched me. I only posted it on my page because it's amongst DMs that I received. It's touched me. This little girl wanted a graduation dress and something. And then I sent her the e-wallet. The same man that I'll go to the club and buy champagne with, so why can't I help another sister when she's in need? And then she sends me a DM after to say, thank you. You know that money, I didn't buy clothes with all of it. Some I gave it to my parents and my daughter to come to Joburg for the graduation party. So I've changed someone's life, or I've helped someone. That's it.
Okay, that's a good job that you're doing.
I do that a lot.
Continue to do that, and the blessings to you and your family and your legacy that you will leave behind. I always say a wise man is the one that leaves a legacy for those that are coming, the grandchildren. Yeah, that's all we had time for today, and thank you so much for watching. Good night.